Illinois, but I live in a bunch of different places, man. I lived in Aurora, I lived in Chicago for some time, I lived in Brooklyn, now I'm living out here in LA. My heritage is Jamaican, so like I kind of pull from all kinds of different places and inspirations. Like, you know, that's what defines my sound, my look, my everything, you know.
So tell me about your music. You know, you got the drum machine. Like, what you a producer? You rap? Like, what's up?
Yeah, so I mean, I do all three, man. I rap, sing, and produce, and then I'll never forget. So I grew up playing ball. I never knew I was gonna do music. I was always interested in it, but the first time I saw the Runaway film, Kanye West Runaway, he was in scene number 2 or something like that. He was playing the MPC live, and I had no idea what that was. I'd never seen one in my life. So from that point on, I was just always curious about it. And then they went and made Native Instruments made Machine, you know, and that basically, you know, because the MPC was all analog, so that was from back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, even though it is still king, but like to start off just doing analog in the digital age, it wasn't really like coherent like that. So I went to Guitar Center one day and they had the machine, and instantly a light bulb went off. I was like, that's the joint that Ye was using to produce and sample and all that. So I was like, yo, I gotta make sure I get one. And eventually I was able to work up, you know, and they made other additions where it's now standalone and it plugs into the computer. Because I always wanted to be able to just use this like an instrument, you know what I mean? So it's kind of grown with me, and I've learned how to use like every single little like nook and cranny that goes into this machine, man. Like, I spent a lot of time just looking at it, you know what I mean? When I first got it, I didn't even know what to do, bro. Like, it was so much going on, I didn't even know how to like make a sound or like find a library or like sample and really chop stuff up. But like now I feel like I'm really, you know what I mean, like, yeah, proficient with it, you know?
That's incredible. So how would you describe like your sound? How would you describe your sound?
How would I describe my sound? I would say just multifaceted, you know? Like, I always want to figure out how, like, what would a Chicago house song sound like if it had a Jamaican sample? Because like that was the reality of my life, you know? Like, living in Aurora but getting the sound of Chicago in a household that's predominantly Jamaican with 3 siblings who are like, at least my youngest sibling is 10 years older than me. So I'm getting like the trickle down of all types of different kinds of music from different eras, you know what I mean? Like, I learned so much about 90s hip hop and R&B and 80s and things that I wasn't even here for, that I got from my siblings, you know what I mean? So I always try and figure out how to tie in what's old with what's contemporary, what's here with what's out there, you know what I mean? Like, what's East Coast and Midwest. You know, I'm still learning what's going on here in LA, you know what I mean? Just trying to figure out a way to just like blend it, because I think that there is one common thread in, you know, all the music that we listen to in all the different types of the world, especially as Black people, you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely a common thread. A lot of the time it goes back to specific regions or where we originally from, and we don't even know it, you know what I mean? So I try and just pull from everything, so my sound is just eclectic, you know?
I love that. So tell me about your style. Flavor King.
Yeah.
About your style and how you like to put it together.
Yeah, I mean, my style is, I like to pull from lifestyle and interest, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the time, everything that I wear has a story behind it. You know, it's not necessarily always about the design of it, but it's the story of why I ended up with, you know what I mean? Like, I got this ring from my grandfather, you know what I mean? And my grandfather, he was always like a style icon to me when I was a kid, you know what I mean? So like, I always looked at, all right, he had the Kangol hat, or he had the chain, the necklace with the blade, which I later on ended up inheriting, you know what I mean? So a lot of the things that I pull from is like, all right, like, it always comes from something I'm interested in, whether it's a lifestyle, whether it's an artist that I grew up listening to, whether it's like a region that I really like visiting, and like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's you know, it comes from inspiration.
So what do you think the future holds for the type of music that you make?
Man, it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable, man. I I spent so much time crafting my sound and learning how to use all of the devices that I have access to. I think the most important thing that I want to be right now is just transparent, honest, and present where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like all of my favorite artists, they had eras in which their sounds, you know, like Kanye being one of them. The first 3 albums had that characteristic that he sculpted as a sound, but he got to 808s. He went and put out a nugget that basically a lot of different people are now creating music that uses those techniques and textures and things like that. So for me, I'm just trying to just remain honest in where I'm at right now and just like try and make everything that I do as Made.Allayne like it's gonna be chronographed, you know, to where I was at in that stage of my life. You know what I mean? When I was working at Paul Smith, my music was sounding like, you know, Paul Smith. You know what I mean? When I was working at Ralph, I was extremely hip hop. You know what I mean? And if you go back to like 2017 and 2016, 2015, those years, you'll notice like I'm rapping hard, like I live in New York, like I'm in the Polo store, you know, with the Snow Beach and all of that. You know what I mean? I was listening to just like a lot of Wu-Tang and stuff like that. So it's just very honest to where I'm at. I want it to be like a diary that everybody gets to like, you know, peer in on.
I love that. And so, what has been your experience with like older producers, like OGs? Have you got any insight from them, or have you had the opportunity to connect with any older producers and got advice from them or anything like that that you can share?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really I didn't learn from anybody. I just kind of taught myself how to do it on YouTube and just really, like, if there was a song that I really liked, I would just nerd out about every detail of how it was made. So all of my advice and learnings have been indirect, you know what I mean? Like, what can I find out about how Alchemist made We Gon' Make It? You know what I mean? What can I find out about, you know, the artists that he sampled, or like how was Quincy Jones doing things? And it's just like I would just learn through being a student, but I never had nobody like really like champion me, take me under the arm or under the wing, or like I got to be around now. Like everything was pretty much just like whatever I could learn and deep dive into to inform what I'm doing. You know, that's how I basically came into my own sound.
Stopping through today, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you having me. Yeah.
I still love you, so I check back. Who can talk? I feel I'm running out of options. It's just me, but